Hello friends, I am Arpit and I am here with today's analysis. Today is 28th of August and we are going to deal with two very important topics which are in news. First is, why are the doctors demanding a central law to protect themselves against the violence? Now, in the backdrop of this rape case in Kolkata, this demand has intensified. This is not the first time the doctors are demanding so. They had been demanding it from very long because they are at the receiving end of the patients at times. After all this, yesterday only a video surfaced on the internet where a medical staff was assaulted by a person in South India. This also intensified during the pandemic. So there was kind of an ordinance issued during the pandemic. A draft law was there in 2019, but it was not passed. But it is now the high time that such law gets passed, which ensures the protection to the caregivers, to the healthcare frontline workers. Next is Chile's Atacama salt flat is sinking, and it is sinking due to the excessive lithium mining. Chile has the largest lithium resources in the world, no doubt about this fact. And these lithium resources are found in the salt brines of the Atacama Lake. Atacama Lake, which is there in the Atacama Desert, the driest place on the earth, it is known as. And when the brine solution comes out or it is mined out for lithium extraction, the above lying surface subsides. That is why, due to lithium mining, the salt flats are subsiding down. So let's get started. And after this, obviously, we will be dealing with the MCQs and the answer to the MCQs of day before yesterday. Now, why do doctors want a central law to protect themselves against attacks and violence? Now, this came into light especially after the rape case in the RG Kar Medical College, but this was not the first time this kind of demand has been coming up from the doctors. The doctors have been at the receiving end of violence, attacks by patients or the relatives of the patients. Actually, it is to be understood here that, you know, doctors are also humans. They are not, I would say, robots, or they are not kind of, I would say, some heavenly figure which can solve all your problems. Your problems can be solved only if they are curable. And obviously, there should be an intent to solve them. The doctors in India have been demanding for a central law to protect themselves from violence, particularly following the tragic rape murder of a junior resident at RG Kar Medical College in Kolkata. The incident sparked protests, with healthcare professionals demanding stringent legal measures to safeguard their safety. Now, some of the people were recommending that night shifts for the doctors and healthcare workers should not be there. That is not the solution, I would say. Whatever shift they are in, day shift, night shift, their safety should be ensured. Despite some doctors calling off their protests over Supreme Court intervention, tensions remain high with ongoing agitation in certain areas. So the doctors might have, stopped their agitation, but other people in West Bengal, they are agitating. The Nabanna protest happened yesterday. Now, reasons for demanding a central act by the doctors. So, first is prevalence of violence. As I told you yesterday, only I saw a video where a doctor was being attacked by a patient in South India. She was injecting him, and she was inappropriately touched, and then she was attacked also. So these kind of cases are prevalent. So since they are prevalent, a law is needed. Now, frequent incidents. Violence against healthcare workers is a recurrent issue across India. Reports indicate that over 75% of doctors have experienced some form of violence, with physical attacks affecting around 12%. Verbal abuse is also quite prevalent. If the doctor is not able to treat a patient, then the relatives of the patient, they burst out at the doctors. When during COVID, these healthcare workers used to go and take the COVID patients for hospitalization, they used to be hurled stones at, or they used to be abused. Specific cases between January 2018 and September 2019, that is pre-pandemic we're talking about, the Vidhi Center for Legal Policy documented at least 56 incidents of violence against healthcare professionals. So this is roughly around 1.5 years and 56 incidents happening. Need for specialized legislation. So the law which they are demanding is going to be a special law. which is basically there specific for the healthcare workers. Current laws, while existing laws address violence, doctors argue that these are insufficient. They seek a specific law with harsher penalties and larger fines tailored to their unique working conditions. The Healthcare Service Personnel and Clinical Establishments Prohibition of Violence and Damage to Property Bill 2019 was introduced by the government, but the draft bill was there. A draft law prepared after the nationwide protest proposed to improve to imprisonment from 6 months to 10 years and fines ranging from rupees 50,000 to 10 lakh, depending on the severity of the offence. However, this draft was rejected during consultations with the Ministry of Home Affairs. It was not even tabled in the parliament, it was only in the draft stage and it was rejected by Ministry of Home Affairs. Now, this is that draft law which is a which had to be a specific law for you know persons who were creating violence against the doctors. So that was basically dealt with. Now, support from medical community. Now, the Padma Awardee petition, August 2023. 70 Padma Awardee doctors urged Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the enactment of a central law, emphasizing the unique and hazardous conditions faced by healthcare professionals. Concerns highlighted, Dr. Harsh Mahajan noted the harsh conditions, including long working hours and inadequate security, which increase the risk of violence against doctors. But despite of this support coming from the medical community, a Padma awardee basically petition was also there. But as of now, the law has not been made. An effort was done in 2019, but that was in the draft stage. Now, what has been the center's stand? We need to understand. Now, existing law and their limitations. The center says that there are already 26 state laws addressing violence against healthcare workers with provisions for cognizable and non-bailable offences. However, these laws have not effectively deterred attacks. The center also says that there are systemic issues which need to be addressed. Those systemic issues, if they will be addressed, then safety of the doctors or the healthcare workers will automatically get enhanced. Health Ministry officials argue that systemic improvements such as better security and surveillance in hospitals are needed. They suggest that a new central law might not address the core issues as exemplified by the RG Kar incident. The center says that the core issue is not the absence of law. It is basically systemic issues like better surveillance is not there, better security is not there, which can be enhanced to ensure safety. After all, you need safety. They said that the work or the impact made by a law will be less as compared to the impact made by plugging these systemic inefficiencies or systemic, I would say, gaps. So, this is what the center says. Criticism of the 2019 draft law. Why the Ministry of Home Affairs rejected it? The reasons for rejections. In 2019, draft law was rejected due to concerns about overlapping provisions with the penal code. So, the Indian Penal Code, which is now Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, there were overlapping provisions. So, overlapping creates confusion, nothing more than that. So, since they are already there, so it was like this. Private MPs bill. Various private MPs have proposed similar bills over the years, including Shrikant Eknath Shinde 2019, DNV Senthil Kumar 2022, Shashi Tharoor 2023. Despite these efforts, no comprehensive central law has been enacted. So, it was like this. COVID-19 ordinance. Temporary measures. Ordinance is basically temporary. In response to increased violence during the pandemic, the government introduced an ordinance in 2020 amending the Epidemic Disease Act. And in that Epidemic Diseases Act, the provisions were, entailed with respect to the violence against the doctors. This ordinance included provisions for imprisonment up to 7 years and fines up to rupees 5 lakh, highlighting the severity of the issue. The 2019 draft law. Penalties for violence, imprisonment 6 months to 5 years, with more severe cases involving grievous hurt, attacking 3 to 10 years. Fines ranging from rupees 50,000 to 5 lakh in general cases and rupees 2 to 10 lakh for serious offences. Property damage, compensation was set at twice the fair market value of damaged property. So if someone is damaging the property, let's suppose the hospital and all, so then that person will be punished. And above all, one more argument is there by the central government that law and order is a state subject. If they go for making a law like this, then there will obviously be criticisms with respect to, I would say, federal provisions of the constitution. So that is why one step they're taking back. But let's see, with such kind of incidents happening, what can be done, because there is mounting pressure on the government with respect to, you know, resolving the case first of all, punishing the, I would say, culprits, and second of all, they are also, the government is also under pressure for doing something sustainable about women's safety overall in the country. Now, recent instructions for the healthcare professionals. In response to the Kolkata incident, the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has mandated enhanced security in healthcare facilities. Key provisions: higher resolution CCTV cameras. Now, these are what, fixing the systemic inefficiencies of systemic gaps can mean. Control rooms for emergency response. There should be a control room, so an SOS call can go there to ensure quick and effective handling of emergencies. Secure duty rooms and transport. Enhance safety measures for female healthcare professionals. Training of security personnel, ensuring guards are well trained in handling emergencies. Coordination with local authorities, improved collaboration with local police and emergency services for a swift response. Actually, this case, the RG Kar Medical College rape case, is basically a horrific incident, no doubt about this fact. And she was raped in the seminar hall because it is believed that there was no separate room for the girls or the females staff to go and rest. So probably she was resting over there, and there she was targeted. So that is basically, that can be owed definitely to the kind of animal instincts those rapists had. Apart from that, the systemic flaws which were there, they have to be addressed. Now, the next topic, that is Chile's Atacama salt flat sinking due to lithium mining. Chile is the largest reserve country of lithium. Lithium is basically a critical product in the present day era because lithium is used for making batteries, and batteries are used in digital products. Batteries are being used in vehicles, EVs. So the importance of lithium is rising, and hence the mining of lithium is also rising. But due to that mining, the salt flats in Chile are subsiding. They are sinking. Why, how, what is the phenomenon? We will see. But before that, we need to see one triangle. This is a geographical phenomena that is called as the lithium triangle, which is there in three countries. First is Chile, which is having the largest reserves of lithium in the world. So Chile over here, South America, this is this coast, Pacific Ocean is here. Chile, Bolivia, we have, reserves of lithium in Bolivia as well, and Argentina. So just to memorize, A, B, C, Argentina, Bolivia and Chile, these three countries basically are part of this lithium triangle. Now, why this lithium mining in Chile is in news? A recent study has revealed that Chile's Atacama salt flat is subsiding at a rate of 1 to 2 centimeters annually due to lithium mining activities. Now, why lithium mining is being associated with subsiding of or sinking of the salt flats? Now, this is a research, first of all, published in IEEE Transactions on Geoscience and Remote Sensing. This highlights this particular findings, which is crucial for producing mining is crucial for producing batteries used in electric vehicles and for other purposes as well. Now, the details of the study. The research has been conducted by University of Chile. Data analyzed satellite imagery from 2020 to 2023. Key findings: study observed such significant subsidence in areas where lithium brine extraction is concentrated, particularly in southwest of the salt flat. Now, what happens is, let's suppose this is the ground, and from the ground we pump, we put in the pump. So, from here goes the water, and when the water goes, the salt is present over here. So let's suppose this is salt. The golden ones you are seeing, the yellow ones you are seeing is salt. So how salt mining is done? You pump water from this pipe and this dissolves the salt, and another pipe is there which is concentric of this pipe. From here it comes out. You extract the brine. Brine is basically the salty water which has been mixed. Now once this brine comes out, this area gets empty, and when this area gets empty, the support to the ground above, that is called as the salt flat, it subsides because the brine is no longer there, the support has gone, and which was earlier there, it goes down. That is why it is sinking. As simple as that, due to extraction of this salt brine. Now, in this brine is lithium. Is salt also is also there, and lithium is also there. That is why they're saying that due to excessive lithium mining, the salt flats, they are subsiding. How lithium mining can lead to salt flat sinking? Now, obviously, it is explained, but yes, in text terms, we can see lithium mining often involves extracting lithium from brine. This brine is that salty water solution found in the salt flats. This process can lead to subsidence or sinking of the salt flat. How it happens? Brine extraction, as I told you, that happened to obtain lithium. So I'll draw that diagram again over here. Now, with this brine extraction, when we do to obtain lithium, because lithium is also here in this brine, large quantities of brine are pumped to the surface. This depletes the underground aquifer. The aquifer will deplete. Now, once the aquifer depletes, when the aquifer is depleted, the underlying geological formations loses their support. When the support is gone, because this has depleted, so this basically subsides. Without the support of the aquifer, the land above can begin to sink or subside. This can cause cracks, fissures, and other structural damages as well. Now, salt flat damage. In the case of salt flats, subsidence can disrupt the delicate balance of salt and water, potentially harming the unique ecosystems that it depends on. It can also impact the productivity of salt from that salt flat, because salt which is present underneath, when this gets subsided, now the layer will be mixed in that salt, which will make it difficult for that salt to be extracted. The findings in simple words: the excessive pumping of brine for lithium extraction can lead to aquifer depletion, which in turn causes the ground to subside, impacting salt flats and their surrounding environments. This is a significant environmental concern also as well. A fallout of lithium mining. So water usage, the demand for water usage is increasing with the increase in mining. Producing 1 ton of lithium requires 2000 tons of fresh water, a resource already scarce in the Atacama desert because it is the driest region on the earth. Impact: this high water consumption depletes local water resources, affecting both indigenous communities and wildlife. Environment contaminations. There are chemicals used like sulfuric acid and sodium hydroxide are employed in extraction process. Definitely, when we dispose them in the environment, it will definitely have a negative impact on that. These chemicals contaminate soil and water, posing risks to ecosystems and species. The impact on biodiversity. Now we have a case study over here of flamingos. A 2022 study noted a decline in flamingo populations in the Atacama due to reduced water levels and habitat degradation, which affects their reproduction rates as well. So it is having an impact on biodiversity as well. So conclusion is that with the excess lithium mining, the salt ecosystem is getting destroyed, is getting impacted, the biodiversity is getting impacted, overall pollution is increasing, and above all, the salt flats, they are subsiding. This needs to be taken care of because the purpose for which lithium is being extracted is environment conservation, and with the very extraction of lithium, environment is being impacted. So that is what the paradox here is, needs to be addressed. Now coming on to the MCQs. Which of the following can be reasons for specified central law not being adopted for healthcare workers? Federalism issues. Laws in the state already are present. Only one, only two, both one and two, neither one nor two. It is relatively easy. Consider the following statements and mark the correct one. Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has instructed to install high-resolution CCTV cameras in healthcare institutions. The ministry has also ordered cancellation of night shifts for all the female doctors and staff. Very carefully answer this. Recall whatever I have said. You'll be able to answer this. Which of the following countries are part of the lithium triangle? Argentina, Brazil, Chile. Only one. All of the above mentioned. Only one and two. Only one and three. Consider the following statements and mark how many are correct. Atacama Salt Lake is the largest saltwater lake in the world. Lithium is extracted from the brine of salt flats. Brine helps to hold the land and prevents it from subsidence. Only one statement is correct. Only two statements are correct. All the statements are correct or none of the statements are correct. Now the MCQs for 26th August. We will be discussing the answers to these questions. Consider the following statements and mark the correct one. First statement is UPS will be having employee contributions like NPS. Yes, employee contributions will be there. And second is it is voluntary for the states to adopt UPS. Yes, it is completely voluntary. So here both the statements are correct. So C is the correct answer. Some of the states like Uttarakhand and all, they have adopted it as well. Maharashtra has become the first state to adopt UPS. Consider the following statements and mark how many of them are correct. In UPS, the government contributes more than the employee. Yes, employee 10%, government 18.5%. So this statement is correct. Minimum service of 25 years is mandatory to be eligible for the pension. This statement is wrong. Even if you are serving for 10 years, then you will be getting pension of 10,000. 25 years benchmark is there to get 50% of your last drawn salary. That will make you eligible for that. So this statement is wrong. UPS is inflation indexed. Yes, it is inflation indexed. So here two statements are correct. So only two statements are correct. This is how it is. Which of these categories is eligible for old pension schemes? Group A central government employees? No. Group C and D central government employees? No. None of the above? No. It is the armed forces personnel where the old pension scheme where you get pension as 50% of your last drawn salary, that is fixed, and you do not contribute for that pension during your service tenure. Fourth, which of these can be considered as a component of social security? Both insurance and pension. This was explicitly mentioned by me that these are the components of social security, which gives you a sense of security when you are in old age or when you are economically vulnerable. And last question, which of the following can be considered as the feature of UPS? Minimum pension guarantee for all those who join the government service, irrespective of the time period served? No. 10 years at least you have to serve. Then that minimum guarantee of 10,000 will be there. In case of death of an employee, 50% pension will be provided to the family members. It is not 50%, it is 60%. So this statement is also wrong and neither one nor two is going to be the correct answer for this particular question. Now, with this, we come to an end of today's session. I will be seeing you tomorrow now with more such informative news pieces. Till then, you guys very well know what to do. Keep studying, keep reading, keep writing, and most importantly, keep revising. Namaste. Jai Hind.